Now, further, we are going to see a few more points on strategies for managing cash. The next one being sell or lease idle equipment. Now, another way of making some extra cash on the side for any business is to make use or put all of their idle assets, idle equipment to some kind of use. Now, how can that be done? We know that a lot of times there are certain machinery, or it can be some plant, some equipment, some tools that are lying around in the business that don't really get used on a regular basis. They may be unused, or there are sometimes even machineries that are obsolete. Okay, maybe let's say your business is in a very advanced stage. You have started using better technology, now you have imported some technology or machinery, and you had some old machinery that has become obsolete and it's lying around. Like your production doesn't require that obsolete machinery anymore. But what if there are other smaller businesses who are still working with the old technology and they would like to use this old obsolete machinery which you have lying around? Okay, so any unused or obsolete machinery that has not been used for a very long time and it's not helpful for your production, what you can do is either sell it completely to another firm, small manufacturers and stuff. You can sell it for cash, okay? At the same time, you can lease it, as in you remain the owner of that asset, of that machinery, but you give it to another third party for some period of time. You allow them to use it for a certain period of time and they give you these rentals, right? They pay you in return for using that machinery. Okay, so that can be done. Now, an example would be, say for example, you have these road rollers, right? In case of road construction businesses, there are all of these equipments, these machinery type that are that are used for the construction of roads. Now, what happens is, as we know, during the entire year, there is only a certain period of time, like winters, summers, when it's not raining, and that is the time when all of these, construction equipment or machineries and vehicles are used, road rollers and all other things that go into tarring the road and the whole construction process. So these machineries, they remain or they are utilized only during certain months of the year when it's not raining. And then there will be a time during the monsoons wherein there will be hardly any use for it. Of course, road construction is not there, all right? And if you are a contractor who takes up road construction businesses, then they will remain unused for during that monsoon. Okay, now in monsoons there are other civil construction projects that are still going on, right? Other things are still going on. So in that case, such equipments, if required, can be leased out, can be given to these other businesses or other construction purposes for that short period of time. Okay, when you are not using it, you can give it away to some other business during that period of time, right? So you can either sell altogether if you are never going to use the machinery, or you may lease it out, rent it out. Okay, especially if it is a type of machinery which can be easily uninstalled and moved and transported and then installed elsewhere. That ease of movement is also very important, right? Because if it's a machinery that is completely installed in such a way that it forms part of your factory and that it cannot be moved, it cannot be uninstalled again and again, then there is no point of leasing such machinery, right? It has to be something easy, something portable that can be moved around and be given to your lessees, the people who are leasing it from you. Okay, then you have Fifth point, that is budgeting. Now, what does this mean? For managing cash, the most important thing you need to do is prepare a cash budget. We normally do it using the receipts and payments method, wherein we calculate how much money is going to come in, what will be the receipts in cash over the next few months, and we calculate what will be the payments. What different expenses do we have that require to be paid in cash? Okay, cash or bank. So we do a sort of a estimate, that is what a budget means, an estimate of what will be the cash requirement during a given period of time. It could be for the next 1 month, for 3 months, for the next 1 year, that you can prepare a cash budget. Okay, so it helps you to get an approximate judgment, an estimate of how much inflows and outflows of cash will take place over a certain period of time. Okay, and then once you have that budget, you see which different months, what different things are going to, come into place, what type of receipts will happen, what type of payments are going to happen. Then you come to know which are the months or which are the periods during which cash is required the most. So let's say you make a budget for the next 6 months, right? So let's say you have right from April, May, June, July, and so on, right? So what happens is, the moment you have the budget right in front of you, you know that okay, cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, so inflows are high, outflows are also high. Cash inflows are high but outflows are less in this month. In this case, inflows are very less but outflows are high. Fine, so you get an idea, the receipts and payments, that is, which months will your receipts be more, which months will your payment will be more, and so on. Is this clear? And the budget, that's why, helps you to identify, and accordingly you can prepare better for those many months by keeping your cash reserve in place, right? So if you feel that okay, during June cash inflows are going to be very less but outflows will still remain high, then you have to prepare extra for June. You have to keep a backup, you have to keep a cash reserve for June. Is this clear? And the last one, what we've somewhere already discussed in the previous problem, in the previous note as well, is in terms of managing inventory in a business. The better you manage your inventory, the better you end up managing your cash. And as far as inventory is concerned, overstocking is not good. At the same time, you should not be understocked as well. Meaning, you should not face shortages of stock, especially the kind of raw materials that are extremely important in your production process. Also, overstocking and having too much of finished raw material or finished goods in your business is also a big problem, because it blocks the cash over a long period of time. Let's say there was a certain raw material which you felt will become out of stock. Okay, your suppliers are not going to sell it after a few months and you feel it will go out of stock, so you buy big bulk of that raw material now itself. Okay, so you spend like lakhs of rupees only to buy that raw material. What will happen is, your lakhs of rupees will get stuck in the raw material, because by the time that raw material is converted into finished goods, those finished goods are sold and your debtors, your customers pay you back for the sale. That's a very, very long period of time. That's a very long cash cycle. Okay, so overstocking can be very bad, because if you don't manage your stock properly, if you don't have a good optimum balanced level of stock, then you can have problems with cash. Okay, your cash will get stuck there and it will not be available to you till the time that inventory is sold out and till the time your customers repay you the amount. Okay, so that those were strategies related to handling of cash and all the cash needs, and we have different things that you can do in order to make sure that some temporary arrangement of cash is available at all points of time. Okay.